Hi there, welcome along. Late, not late, turning the corner into the latter part of August. Collective reading. There's a storm here at the moment, so it's pretty wild outside. Here today in the pseudo caravan, the cottages. Oh, let's just say it's in a bit of a state of transition. Anyway, it's nice here, it's bright, and it's lovely to look out at the trees. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Take what resonates, and I read in terms of more psychological states, energy states, moving towards or moving away from something. But one, like a collective read like this, is just kind of general, helpful guides, but it is still with regard to states, moving towards or away from something. Okay, other people read differently. They may have, this card or verse means something, blah 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 is going to happen. No, that's not the case here. So it's just a helpful kind of guide for the energies, really. So much going on in the world for people individually, communities. There is a storm. So, and there is something with regard to storms. I'd come across buffaloes will turn into a storm and face the storm, get through it, get out the other side. Whereas the cattle will just keep running from the storm and running, and the storm is always behind them. There you go, till it fully passes. So, two approaches to a storm. Anyway, states. We've got two queens and two aces in the house. Pretty good cards, I have to say. This spread at the moment. We begin, the central card is, we have the Queen of Cups. There she is, sitting on her throne, facing sideways. She's travelled through all the stations. She's up in the royal house. She's reached that kind of state, alchemical state of sovereignty, emotional sovereignty. So she's very self-contained and very kind of emotionally wise and aware, and can rule over her own emotions, as it were. Really, really good at the moment. Really good thing at the moment, kind of to focus on one's own sovereign and a very divine feminine aspect, and that'd be whether you're male or female. So there we are. That's really, really good. Self-contained as well. And covering that is, there she is herself. The Queen of Pentacles. Really, really good. So, she's also not quite as sideways, but she's sitting at an angle. So she has her own kind of space. Same thing, she's travelled through all the houses of Pentacles and gained the capacity and knowledge to look after herself and the world and her own value. Really, really good. These two, especially in this position, what's now and what's covering now. Very strong kind of, feminine principles as well. Okay, I like that. Consciously going on at the moment with a lot of people. Really, really good. Ace, new beginning, Ace of Cups. So we have the Queen of Cups, and then, the beginning, the Ace, which is fortitude from above, divine connection, beginning, what's the word? Divine, auspiciously divine, helpful, etc. Emotional help, new beginning, new start. I suppose with this kind of thing, yeah, there'd be that kind of, carry on, go forth, emotionally new, but bestowed from above. Lot of under subconscious stuff going on. Yeah. The Tower. A lot of people have massive sudden change happening in their lives at the moment. That's it, really. Big realizations, big change, big kind of wow, I don't like how my life is going or what's going on in certain areas. And the falling away from the Tower of Illusion, it's quite a good thing, really. And in the subconscious, it means there's some really, really good change going on for people. It's sudden and dramatic, though, as well. Okay. Was here on the way out. Really lovely. This card. And if it's shaking, it's because the hound there is getting fidgety. My dog. Bold dog. Look at him. Ten of Wands. Been coming up an awful lot lately. 10 of Wands. Really. Anyway, look, has got all the way up through all the stations, got to the 10, right? From here on, it's into the Royal House. Has the Wands. Gathered them up. It's not been easy. At all. It has not been easy. But kind of well earned and well won, and etc, etc. There we go, coming in now, another ace. So this is very auspicious. I think that's the word I was looking for earlier. Auspicious ace. Ace of Pentacles. So quite amazing, because we have the Queen of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, and now we have the Ace of Pentacles. So, that's a very pointed thing at the moment. It's kind of pointing towards the sovereign royal states of sovereign capacity are now leading to manifested versions of that in a very auspicious way, if that makes any sense, with all that's been gathered up and fought for. Okay, so this is the big self at the moment. For a lot of people are facing this kind of thing, which is the Five of Pentacles. So you're kind of going, okay, we've got the 1 here coming in, but slipping down. The 5 is the midway point. The 5 is where you're building something. The 4 is stable. 5 is showing you something that needs to be fixed or changed or adjusted. Otherwise, there's no point in building further with whatever the endeavor is or wherever you're going or moving away from, because then you'll have to go back and just tweak that thing. So it is regard to finances and worldly kind of stuff like that. I suppose this time of year, preparing for the seasons changing, it would be a time, and it's in the position of what I call the big self. So a lot of people are dealing with this at the moment. I think everybody is. So let's, for example, if you have very little wherewithal, you're dealing with it. If you have a huge amount, you're still having to deal with, what are you going to do with moving your money around, whatever it is, right? So, something needs to be adjusted, looked at, focused upon, fixed, okay? And then we have the Knight of Cups. So we have the Queen of Cups. So this is an environment, it's very, young, it's dynamic, it's very dynamic. It's very quick energy, it's getting going. It's in the royal house. It is the knight on a quest with the cup, with the Queen of Cups there. This is the going forth, this is the carrying on, this is the moving forward with this emotional sovereignty as well. Okay? And getting on with getting on, but it's in a very nice position for doing so. Okay, so we have the Knight Royal House. Then, we're up to then, we've got the King of Pentacles. So we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles here. Really lovely. Okay, so this will be in the position of the hopes and expectations, but this is, the path, the aspect of the path of the journey, the striving towards, away from something. King, really sovereign, in their power, in their capacity, have gained the King of Pentacles. It's like pretty good, pretty high. So like, let's say there's auspicious stuff going on at the moment. It just be in a good emotional state, and then the worldly stuff will be good as well, because work has been done. Big change. Okay, that's just lovely. The King and the Queen. And then our outcome is just fantastic. We've Major Arcana. The Magician. So the Magician has the cup and the pentacle there, the wand and the sword, the arm up, pointing down. This is the capacity to manifest, to make reality, to make manifest in the worldly plane, skilled ability, internal ability. It is the magician. The magician can do magic, take from the higher realms down to the realms here, and vice versa, and work with the four elements, and has achieved that, becoming a Major Arcana. This really, really bodes well. So it's this thing of working with the keeping on really with the good work, and not just focusing on, let's say, oh, I gotta get this money, and disregarding the emotional landscape, because then they'll go out of balance and one will affect the other. Okay, just really nice, considering, in the middle of a storm and so many things going on. But the Divine Feminine is very much in the house. I don't feel I need to clarify any of those, actually, really. I think they're lovely cards. I did choose a Druid, excuse me, cough. Okay, no, I chose a Druid Animal Oracle card. It was just one, because I could have been shuffling forever, and it clearly was one. And two cards from a different deck were mixed up with them, and they kind of fell out. Didn't even know they were missing from the other deck. And they're actually from the same artist. There you go. So these are two little extra cards that appeared, which is the Six of Cups. So it's a man with a cup looking out at children playing with six cups in the horizon, in Celtic garb and all that kind of thing. So we're back to the cups. We've got the Ace of Cups here. So, really at the end of the day, when all is achieved and manifested, really I think this is just what people want, is for everybody to be safe and well, and the children to be thriving, and the elderly folk to be safe and well. And really it's just a simple kind of community, personal kind of sense of why not? Why shouldn't people be thriving and comfortable at the moment? So I think that's lovely. And the second card that came out, the only swords that came up, now it didn't actually come out because I wasn't shuffling for it, but she's in a forest, the two swords, two paths in front of a big tree. So possibly in relation to achieving this community, family stability, normal human way of life, people will have to journey a bit into the forest, and with their mind really be clear about the paths they are taking at the mo. Okay, the Druid Animal Oracle card that I got was the wolf. So really lovely, very strong totem animal. I mean, just fabulous. And I think fabulous at the moment because people as well want to have a feeling of kind of safety and security. Now, I would have my own interpretations of what the wolf symbolises, and everyone's their own. And I would just suggest to people that, like, just because a person interprets something in a certain way, it doesn't mean that's just it. There are references, or there may be historical or cultural references, but be of your own kind of mind and feeling about something, especially a totem animal. So, there's a book, you could go on and on and on. One of the Gaelic names for the wolf is the Mada Aliad, the wild dog. There's references to the Fort of the Wolves, the hero Cuchulainn, etc. One of the things I like about the wolf is it is the dog, the loyal dog, and it is the wild animal. It's like our domestic side and our wild side merged, and they are very much a pack animal. And they're able to hunt well and look after themselves. They're able to defend themselves. It is a very strong totem energy, really. Wolf energy, Yeah. I mean, it is good, especially at the moment. So, with all of this, just be, like a wolf, know your terrain, hunt well, be aware, be with your pack, etc., etc. And then there's much more deeper metaphysical levels to all of that. They're great at tracking, and they're great at checking the horizon line and the environment as well. But like say in the book, here's like crossing boundaries, the intermediary between the shadow side, need to cross, but take risks, etc. But that's somebody's interpretation. For example, the reverse of it, has a big interpretation. But the words for it is intuition, learning the shadow. I would say it's capacity, environment, and capacity and capability, instinctive capability and capacity, and all that kind of thing. Anyway, listen, there we go. I hope that helps. I know I said I was going to do these other cards. I have. They're very unusual. They're lovely, but it just really didn't feel like the right time with a storm upon the land. And we just passed Lunasa, and it was recently a big moon. We're in that, full moon phase. Huge amount going on. So it is moving towards harvest time, gathering up and preparing, but still enjoying the beauty of this time, for sure. Like the lovely flowers and all that, because the wheel will turn. We'll be heading towards Samhain, and that's when the Sidhe return to their great halls underground. So it is the time. It is a time of celebration and harvest, where the work of the year gets celebrated. So, I wouldn't underestimate, even though things are really challenging, to tune into that whole thing of celebrating, because that is what is this time of the year, and the gratitude and the bounty, and like the Empress, really, the bounty of the Empress. And clearly, throughout a lot of what's happening, the divine feminine, or the goddess or whatever, is there's a strong influence there, and as with that, it's not maybe as overt, but it is still there. Really nice. Okay, listen, thank you so much for being here today in the storm. Take care. I'll be back soon. I'll be doing more vids and shorter ones and other cards, so look after yourselves. Okay, bye.